At 38,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean, every radio in the cockpit went dead. No warning. No distress call. No static. Just silence. For 7 horrifying minutes, Flight 728 vanished from radar, while hundreds of passengers sat unaware that something impossible was unfolding just outside their windows. But 60 miles away, an F-22 Raptor pilot saw it. And what he reported would change aviation forever. Because through his cockpit window, he saw a passenger jet flying straight, with no lights, no transponder, and something moving along the fuselage. Something no one could explain. This is the story of the flight the tower lost, and the thing only one fighter pilot ever saw. 2. Introduction. Date, October 14, 2024. Flight, North Atlantic Airways 728. Aircraft, Boeing 777-300ER. Route, London Heathrow to New York JFK. Souls on board, 312 passengers. Crew, 14. Captain Daniel Mercer, age 54. A veteran pilot with over 18,000 flight hours. First Officer Elena Vasquez, age 31. Calm, precise, respected. Cruising weather. Perfect. Clear skies. Light winds. Minimal turbulence. A routine overnight transatlantic crossing. Inside the cabin, passengers were sleeping. Flight attendants quietly moved through the aisles. Children watched movies. Business travelers reviewed presentations. Everything felt normal. Completely normal. But at 1:42 a.m., that normality ended. Main story. Scene 1, the quiet departure. Narration. Heathrow was glowing under rain-soaked runway lights. Flight 728 pushed back exactly on time. The engines hummed with mechanical precision. Captain Mercer glanced at Elena. This was his 244th Atlantic crossing. Nothing unusual. Nothing memorable. Just another night. Or so he thought. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Checklist complete. Elena. Fuel confirmed. Weather looks smooth. Mercer. Easy crossing. ATC dialogue. Tower. Flight 728. Cleared for takeoff runway 27R. Mercer. Cleared for takeoff 27R. Passenger reactions. Seatbelts tightened. Coffee cups trembled. Children laughed. A mother kissed her sleeping baby. No one knew. Technical explanation. The Boeing 777 relies on multiple navigation systems, GPS, inertial reference, and radar transponders. Losing all at once. Nearly impossible. Suspense ending. But tonight, impossible was waiting at 38,000 feet. Scene 2, into the black ocean sky. Narration. The aircraft climbed through cloud layers, then broke into moonlit skies. The Atlantic stretched beneath like black glass. Inside the cockpit, Mercer monitored engine performance. Everything perfect. Fuel balanced. Hydraulics stable. Cabin pressure normal. Until a flicker. A brief blink across panel 3. Gone. Pilot dialogue. Elena. You see that? Mercer. Probably electrical noise. ATC dialogue. Shanwick control. Flight 728. Maintain FL 380. Mercer. Maintaining 380. Passenger reactions. Passengers slept peacefully. One man stared out the window. He saw something. A flash. Matching their speed. Technical explanation. Electrical flickers can indicate generator instability. But usually, they repeat. This one didn't. Suspense ending. And that made it worse. Scene 3, the first silence. Narration. 1:42 a.m. Mercer called Shanwick. Nothing. He tried backup frequency. Nothing. He switched radios. Still nothing. The cockpit suddenly felt smaller. He looked at Alina. She looked pale. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Try emergency frequency. Alina. Nothing. Mercer. All radios dead. Alina. All radios dead. ATC dialogue. Silence. Passenger reactions. Cabin lights flickered. A few passengers woke up. A child started crying. Technical explanation. Triple radio failure is extraordinarily rare. But the transponder. That failed too. Meaning ATC could no longer see them. Suspense ending. Flight 728 had disappeared. Scene 4, military scramble. Narration. At RAF Lakenheath, radar operators noticed an anomaly. A primary target. No transponder. Moving westbound. Vast. An unidentified aircraft in civilian airspace. Within minutes, an F-22 was airborne. Call sign, Venom 1. Pilot, Major Ryan Keller. Pilot dialogue. Keller. Venom 1 airborne, vector me. Control. Unknown target 280 heading west. ATC dialogue. Military control. No contact, intercept authorized. Passenger reactions. Still unaware. Still trapped in normality. Technical explanation. When civilian aircraft lose contact, military intercept ensures hijacking or mechanical failure is ruled out. Suspense ending. But Venom 1 wasn't prepared for what he'd see. Scene 5 lights out. Narration. Mercer tried, restarting electrical buses. Nothing. Then, the cabin lights died. Emergency lighting kicked in red. The aircraft felt haunted. Dark. Cold. Wrong. Outside. Stars vanished. As if swallowed. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Alina, do you see outside? Alina. There's nothing there. Mercer. That's impossible. Passenger reactions. Panic spread. Whispers. Prayers. Someone screamed. Technical explanation. A total electrical blackout in a 777 can only occur under catastrophic power distribution failure. But engines were still running. That shouldn't happen. Suspense ending. Something was feeding power, but hiding it. Scene 6, the intercept. Narration. Venom 1 approached at Mach 1.3, then slowed. He saw the 777. Drifting. Dark. Like a ghost. No nav lights. No beacon. No strobes. Illegal, impossible. And then, he saw movement. Along the top of the fuselage. Walking. Pilot dialogue. Keller. Control, I have visual. Control. Confirm aircraft integrity. Keller. Negative. Control. What do you mean negative? Keller. There's something on it. ATC dialogue. Control. Repeat. Keller. Unknown. Technical explanation. At 38,000 feet, no human can survive exposed. Yet Keller saw a silhouette. Moving against 500-knot wind. Suspense ending. And then it looked at him. Scene 7, the window. Narration. Inside Flight 728. A passenger in seat 22A looked outside. He froze. Pressed against the glass was a face. Not human. White. Motionless. Eyes open. Watching. Then gone. He screamed. The entire cabin erupted. Passenger reactions. What was that? Oh God. It's outside. Flight attendants ran. People cried. Phones recorded. Pilot dialogue. Elena. Cabin breach report. Mercer. What happened? Technical explanation. No pressure alarms. No structural damage. Yet something had touched the exterior. Impossible. Suspense ending. And the worst part. Venom 1 saw it too. Major Ryan Keller tightened his grip on the controls of the F-22. His breathing slowed. Training took over. But his mind was struggling to accept what his eyes had seen. The figure on top of Flight 728 was gone. Vanished. No heat signature. No radar return. Nothing. The Boeing 777 continued forward like a dead machine. Silent. Dark. Unreachable. Inside the cockpit, Captain Mercer's hands trembled over the emergency checklist. He had lost radio. Lost transponder. And now the cabin crew were reporting hysteria. Something was terribly wrong. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Try SATCOM. Elena. Dead. Mercer. ACRS. Elena. No response. Mercer. That's impossible. ATC dialogue. Military control. Venom 1, maintain visual. Keller. Copy, but you need to hear this. Control. Go ahead. Keller. The aircraft appears externally compromised. Passenger reactions. Passengers were crying. A woman clutched her husband's arm. A teenager replayed shaky phone footage. Something pale. Moving outside. Technical explanation. SATCOM and ACARS are independent communication systems. For both to fail with radios. Many deeper systems collapse. Suspense ending. But then, the autopilot disconnected. Scene 9, manual control. Narration. A violent chime echoed through the cockpit. Autopilot disconnect. The nose dipped. Mercer grabbed the yoke. The aircraft rolled left. Elena fought the trim. Altitude dropped fast. 38000. 37,400. 36,900. The cabin shook. Coffee spilled. Oxygen masks nearly dropped. Outside, Keller watched the aircraft wobble. Like something was pulling it. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. I've got control. Elena. Trim's unresponsive. Mercer. Hydraulics. Elena. Pressure fluctuating. ATC dialogue. Keller. Control, aircraft unstable. Control. Any visible damage. Keller. Negative, but something's wrong. Passenger reactions. Screaming. Overhead bins rattling. A baby crying uncontrollably. Flight attendants strapped themselves in. Technical explanation. Loss of trim control means pilots must manually fight aerodynamic forces. At cruise altitude, that can be deadly. Suspense ending. Then the cockpit windows frosted from the outside. Scene 10, frozen glass. Narration. Mercer stared. Ice. Spreading rapidly across the windshield. Not from weather. Not from altitude. But from the center outward. Like something was touching it. Elena leaned closer. Then jumped back. Fingerprints. On the outside. At 36,000 feet. Pilot dialogue. Elena. Daniel, tell me you see that. Mercer. I see it. Elena. That's impossible. Mercer. Everything tonight is impossible. ATC dialogue. Still silence. Still no contact. Passenger reactions. Cabin lights flickered red. The air felt colder. Passengers wrapped blankets tighter. Technical explanation. External icing at cruise happens in clouds. But they were in clear skies. And fingerprints. There was no explanation. Suspense ending. Then the engines surged. Hard. Scene 11, uncommanded thrust. Narration. Without warning. Both GE-90 engines roared to maximum power. The aircraft accelerated violently. Mach 0.84. Mach 0.87. Mach 0.89. Overspeed warnings screamed. Mercer pulled back. Nothing. Throttle controls dead. The plane was accelerating itself. Keller struggled to keep up. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Throttles locked. Elena. Engines aren't responding. Mercer. Cut fuel. Elena. No effect. ATC dialogue. Keller. Control. Target accelerating beyond normal profile. Control. Can you identify cause? Keller. Negative. Passenger reactions. Passengers slammed into seats. Food carts crashed. People screamed. Technical explanation. GE-90 engines are electronically controlled. Uncommanded thrust on both engines simultaneously is almost unheard of. Suspense ending. Then Keller saw the figure again. This time, under the wing. Scene 12, beneath the aircraft. Narration. Venom 1 moved closer. Close enough to read the registration. Close enough to see. Something hanging beneath the left wing. Clinging. Its body twisted unnaturally. Head turned toward him. Eyes reflecting moonlight. Keller's blood froze. Then, it let go and vanished into darkness. Pilot dialogue. Keller. Control. Whatever this is, it's not human. Control. Repeat. Keller. I can't. ATC dialogue. Control. Venom 1, stay on mission. Passenger reactions. A passenger looked outside. Saw the thing drop. Then disappear upward. Against gravity. Technical explanation. At 35,000 feet, any detached object should fall. This one didn't. Suspense ending. It went up. Toward the cockpit. Scene 13, knock on the glass. Narration. 3 loud knocks. Boom. 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 From the cockpit windshield. Mercer's face drained. Elena stopped breathing. Something was outside. Knocking. At 500 knots. Keller saw it. Pressed against the glass. Its hands spread wide. Its mouth open. Smiling. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. No. Elena. What is that? Mercer. Don't look at it. ATC dialogue. Keller. Control. Visual contact with unknown entity. Control. Describe. Keller. I can't. Passenger reactions. The cabin went silent. Every scream stopped. As if everyone felt it. Technical explanation. No object should remain attached at this speed. Physics said no. Reality said yes. Suspense ending. Then all engine power died. Instantly. Scene 14, falling. Narration. Silence. Total silence. The GE-90 engine spun down. Flight 728 became a glider. Altitude falling fast. 34,000. 33,000. 32,000. Mercer knew the truth. They would never reach land. Not like this. But below, through a break in the clouds, he saw something. A runway. In the middle of the ocean. Impossible. Uncharted. Lit. Waiting. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Elena, do you see that? Elena. There's no runway here. Mercer. There is now. ATC dialogue. Keller. Control. The civilian aircraft is descending toward unknown terrain. Control. Unknown terrain. Passenger reactions. People prayed. Cried. Held hands. Prepared for death. Technical explanation. There was no island in that sector. No runway. No explanation. Suspense ending. But the black box would later confirm. It was real. Captain Mercer gripped the controls as the glowing runway grew larger. It stretched across the ocean like a floating strip of light. No beacon code. No radio frequency. No identifier. Just white lights. Perfectly aligned. Elena checked navigation. Nothing. No airport. No island. No landmass. And yet, it was there. The Boeing was dropping fast. 31,000 feet. No engines. No communication. No options. Pilot dialogue. Elena. It's not on any chart. Mercer. It's our only chance. Elena. If it's even real. Mercer. We'll find out. ATC dialogue. Keller. Control. Target descending toward visual runway. Control. There is no runway in that grid. Keller. I know. Passenger reactions. Passengers felt the nose lower. Cabin crew shouted brace commands. People cried. Prayed. Held strangers' hands. Technical explanation. Without engine thrust, the Boeing 777 had limited glide capability. Mercer had minutes, not hours. Suspense ending. But as they descended, the runway lights began moving. Scene 16, the shifting ground. Narration. Mercer blinked. The runway wasn't stable. It was shifting, sliding left, then right, like it was alive. Keller circled overhead. He saw it too. Not concrete, not asphalt. Something darker. Something moving beneath it. Mercer's heart pounded. Was this salvation? Or a trap? Pilot dialogue. Elena. Daniel, pull up. Mercer. We can't. Elena. That thing isn't a runway. Mercer. Then what is it? ATC dialogue. Keller. Control. Visual anomaly confirmed. Control. Explain. Keller. I can't explain it. Passenger reactions. A woman screamed. She saw shapes outside. Dozens of them. Flying beside the aircraft. Technical explanation. Visual illusions can occur under stress. But multiple witnesses seeing the same thing. That changes everything. Suspense ending. Then the engines restarted. By themselves. Scene 17, power returns. Narration. The cockpit exploded with sound. Both GE-90s roared back to life. Systems rebooted. Screens flashed. Radios crackled. Lights returned. The aircraft surged upward. Mercer pulled hard. The phantom runway vanished beneath the clouds. Gone. As if it had never existed. Keller climbed beside them. He looked down. Nothing. Only ocean. Black and endless. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. Mayday, Mayday, Flight 728. Shanwick. Flight 728, we lost you. Mercer. Declare emergency. ATC dialogue. Shanwick. Say nature of emergency. Mercer. I don't know. Passenger reactions. People cried with relief. Some laughed. Some stared in shock. Technical explanation. A complete systems reboot mid-flight without crew input is nearly impossible. No known failure explains it. Suspense ending. But one passenger was missing. Scene 18, seat 22A. Narration. Cabin crew searched. Seat 22A was empty. Window cracked. Frost inside. The passenger who saw the face. Gone. No blood. No breach. No sign of how. Just gone. Mercer felt sick. Keller stayed beside them until descent. He never took his eyes off the aircraft. Pilot dialogue. Chief Purser. Captain, we're missing one. Mercer. How? Purser. We don't know. ATC dialogue. Shanwick. Rescue teams standing by JFK. Passenger reactions. Rumors spread. People whispered about what they saw. No one agreed. But everyone was terrified. Technical explanation. At cruise altitude, an open breach would trigger decompression alarms. There were none. Meaning, the disappearance was impossible. Suspense ending. But the black box had recorded something. Scene 19, the landing. Narration. 3 hours later. Flight 728 touched down at JFK. Hard. Vast. But alive. Emergency crews surrounded the aircraft. Passengers stumbled out crying. Kissing the ground. Mercer collapsed against the fuselage. Elena stared into nothing. Keller landed separately. He refused to speak. For 2 days. Pilot dialogue. Mercer. We made it. Elena. Did we? Passenger reactions. Survivors hugged. Some screamed at investigators. Some demanded answers. None would get them. Technical explanation. The aircraft itself showed no mechanical evidence of total failure. No structural damage. No electrical burn. Nothing. Suspense ending. Except one thing. Scene 20, the black box truth. Narration. Investigators played the cockpit recorder. At 1:42 a.m. All systems stopped. Exactly as reported. But beneath the silence, they found audio. A voice. Not Mercer. Not Elena. Not ATC. A whisper. Repeated. Over and over. Let me in. Then, 3 knocks. Exactly matching the windshield impacts. Keller's helmet cam. Corrupted. Except for one frame. A pale figure. Pressed against the cockpit glass. Smiling. Technical explanation. No explanation was ever found. No known electrical event. No weather event. No sabotage. Case unresolved. Suspense ending. Officially, Flight 728 suffered temporary catastrophic avionics failure. Unofficially, those onboard knew better. Ending. 312 passengers boarded Flight 728. 311 landed. One was never found. Captain Mercer retired 6 months later. He never flew again. Elena transferred to cargo operations. She refuses interviews. Major Ryan Keller filed for discharge. His report remains classified. The official investigation blamed an unknown electrical anomaly. But black box analysts still debate the voice. Aviation teaches us to trust instruments, trust systems, trust procedure. But sometimes, there are things in the sky that no checklist can explain. And somewhere over the Atlantic, on clear, moonlit nights, pilots still report strange lights, and 3 knocks on the glass, and